morning. What is going on? I gotta turn this off. Sorry about that. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to Wednesday Live. Welcome to Homebrew Workshop. I hope your day is going great. I gotta get this camera right here. Something looks weird. Anyway, we're gonna carry on nonetheless. What are you all up to this morning? Paul's here already. Paul says, singing, I'm just waiting on a friend. Welcome, Paul. Good morning to you. How's your day going so far? Strange. I think I'm in a little different spot here. Oh well, that's all right. All righty. Sorry, I was a couple of minutes late getting started. Forgot to turn that off. I have had a little delay this morning. Haley woke up this morning and was not feeling well, so unfortunately she was unable to go to school this morning. So making sure she's good to go for a little while. So let's see, Donna's here. Donna says good morning. Good morning, Donna. What are you up to this fine Wednesday morning? Paul says, just sitting here taking calls at work. Sounds like a blast. Right on, right on. Alrighty, so we'll get settled in here, get up to speed on what's going on. I want to know what you guys are working on. Well, we know what Paul's working on. What are the rest of you working on? What's on your workbench? I've been, as you may have guessed, working along on the acoustic guitar, trying to push ahead and get some things done, make some progress, and I think it's going pretty good. Paul says, I wanted to be unable to go to work today, but didn't win the Powerball. Yeah, I guess somebody in California won it. I think that was ridiculous. Almost $1 billion. Good grief. I don't even think I could ever spend $1 billion, but it would be kind of fun to try. So maybe the person that won is some kind of cousin of mine or something, but I doubt it. I don't think I have really any cousins in California. Well, maybe one that I'm aware of, but anyway. Congratulations to the new billionaire, though, right? Anyway. Paul says California has no state tax on lottery winnings. Really? Wow, so you would take home a fair bit more. Still got that federal tax, though. Neptunes is here. Neptune says, what's up, everyone? Neptunes, what is going on? Good morning. How's your day going? How are things down in your neck of the woods? Right on. All right, so I got something here I want to show you. Part of the build. Look at that. I have a neck. I've even started applying some grain filler. I got to sand all this back, but we have an acoustic guitar neck. That's what I've been working on the last week. Getting this thing done and working on the body, which also has a grain filler, pour filler. Got the bridge location marked out. Started sanding this back. I got a little ways to go yet. You can see that there. There, I need to hold this back so you can see it. But yeah, progress. I really want to spray some finish on this by the weekend, hopefully. That way it can sit for, I don't know, a couple weeks, as it always has to be able to cure. I'm pretty happy with this. I like the feel of it. I like the way it turned out, really, for the first acoustic guitar neck that I've hand carved. So I'm feeling pretty good. Still want to get it done, but I feel like I've made some good progress. Neptune says, going good, still hot here. Really? I don't know. Yesterday was pretty nice here. Today's, I think, for a few days we're supposed to be pretty warm. But yeah, we've definitely had some coolness, and we've had a few snowflakes. Maybe a week ago, had a few flurries. Nothing on the ground or anything like that, but it definitely, at least not here. We definitely had some snow flying. Ugh. Paul says, how does she sound on the tap test? Well, I mean, of course I've got, tape on there and stuff, but I mean, it rings. I really like the sound of the back. I don't know how well the sound comes through, but I think it sounds pretty good. There's a little rattle. I think I've got some like chips and sawdust and stuff in there, which, yeah, I can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. I got to try to get all that out eventually, but for now, my goal for today, for now, is I want to get this all sanded back, and probably at least apply another coat, maybe, of pore filler. We'll see where we're at. This is the second coat right here that I got to get sanded back. I'm trying to block this out as level as I can now, so that hopefully I have less block sanding to do when the finish is on there. Initially, I was going to do something like a true oil finish, where I can, completely assemble this, glue the fretboard extension, everything in place, then finish it. But since I'm using this Paduke, when you rub the Paduke, you can still pull some of that color. Like any dust or little particles that are left in there can pull onto the maple, and I really didn't want that to happen, so I'm going to go for a spray finish and hope for the best. So that's my plan for that. Yeah, we almost have a guitar. Still a ways to go, of course, as I glue everything, as I get this glued in. Oh, excuse me. I still have to fret it and, all that setup stuff, but it's kind of exciting to be basically in the finishing stage, which is where I am. It's pretty cool. Gina's here. Gina says, hello, how is everyone today? Good morning. How's your day going so far? Neptune says, still in the low 80s. Paul says, nice sound. Right on. Thanks, Paul. I'm still not 100% sure. I mean, I just listened for the sound. I mean, I don't know really what it should sound like, but it rings nice, and I'm happy about that. Neptune says, nice logo. Oh, it's backwards. It's backwards. Huh. It's unfortunate. Anyway, yeah, I'm really happy with the way this turned out, too. Kind of a little bit different. A lot of people put it up at the end or something like that. I wanted to do something different. So, of course, this will be behind, the strings will come over it, but I'm not too concerned about that. I just wanted to try something different, and so far I like it. Paul says she's gonna sing. I hope so. I hope it sings well. I got the strings in. I've got strings for it. I've got the bridge. I've lost the bridge. Oh, there it is. I got the bridge roughed out. I'm going to work on, some final cleanup, and I've got to do some profiling on the bridge yet. But I've got it roughed out, and yeah, I think I've got everything made that I need to make for it. The neck's done. It's got to be glued on. Then we'll glue the bridge on. Yeah. Level the fretboard, install the frets, do any fret work that's needed after that. I've got the tuners. I got to get a saddle and the nut for it. I ordered a nut, but I didn't get the right kind. I got a slanted cut nut, which is slanted on the back, and I need just a square bone, or probably bone, square blank, because the slanted one does not work, when I didn't even think about this, with the way I did the headstock. So the headstock is the backstop for the nut, and I didn't take that into consideration, that if a slant one is not going to sit square against this. So I got to do a square nut. But yeah, I did the same inlays as I've done on the last couple of guitars. The little copper tube with the seashell inside there. It's not 100% leveled yet, but I'll take care of that when I radius the fretboard. But yeah, I'm happy. Let's see. Donna says she's making hard candy. Ooh, nice. Brian, my hermit life, says, hey, what's up, man? What is going on? And Brian is here. Two Brians. Brian says, Jeff and everyone, I hope you are all well. On my bench today are bills. I hate this type of build. Ugh, yeah. That's too bad. Sorry you're in the middle of such a non-fun project. But unfortunately, it's one of those projects we can't get away with. Paul says, on Padauk, do a grain fill with mineral spirits and poly. As the spirits dry, the poly will fill the pores and keep the color from bleeding over. That's a good call. I wish I'd done that before I started. I got some poly right here. I could have done that. I'm just being really careful right now when I apply it. Trying to only wipe it on the Padauk. So I know I've got some areas, like right here, I can see some pores yet, because I haven't been really aggressive. Trying to just be very careful. You know, if I got to do a couple extra light coats, then I'd rather do that than get the staining. I do have a little bit right there where apparently I got a little carried away, but I think I can scrape that off, hopefully. And I'm sure there's probably going to be a little bit, because I didn't spray a sealer on it first. I thought about it, talked to a friend of mine for a while about it, and that's probably something that I should do, but I just want to move this thing forward. Brian, my hermit life, says, caught me off work in a Wednesday. Right on. I'm glad you're able to be off work and tune in and hang out with us. That's awesome. Neptune says, hi, Gina, long time no see. Hope you've been well. Gina says, oh, you know, putting out little fires all morning. Neptune says, logo is normal for us. Oh, really? Interesting. To me, it's backwards. That's good to know. Gina says, hi, Neptune. How goes things? Neptune says, going good. Right on. Right on. Of course, we got some coffee this morning. I almost forgot I had to run back in and grab it. I don't know if I showed you guys. I've been experimenting a little bit with sanding blocks. Did I show these or not? I've made a bunch of different, well, several different ones. This is just a piece of acrylic. You know, so it, let's see, bends a little bit, and then I 3D printed some kind of a plane knob, sort of like the front knob on a plane, the handle. And I've been trying different ones. I did one out of 1/8" plywood. I've got one out of acrylic. I even tried one out of a piece of like 1/2" thick rubber, just to see, you know, if there's something that works well. So far, this acrylic one I think works the best. It's got just enough bend to it that I can use this to block sand, and then the handles help me to be able to not put pressure and bend it. You know what I mean? But it's been working really good. I was trying it on the back of this instrument, and it seems, I almost wish it would bend just a little more. I might see if I can get some thinner acrylic, like maybe some 1/8". I don't know. I think this might be 1/4". But yeah, just kind of fun. Some little 3D printed bits. These are actually ABS, Neptune. ABS, these are glow in the dark. Mainly because I had the glow in the dark. I don't know if I can show you this or not. You probably won't be able to see it. Yeah, you can't see it. I printed a couple sets of these in regular PLA, but I wanted to experiment with this glow in the dark and see. But it worked. So, what have you guys found? Is there a certain material or that you found best for kind of block sanding, keeping things nice and level? I do have some kind of those hard rubber sanding blocks that you can get at like the auto body supply shop, and they work pretty good. But they have just a little bit more bend and squish than this does, and I wanted to try something different. So this is kind of something I've been playing around with. Paul says, so since you're not backwards anymore on video, does that mean you're going to make the guitar right-handed? I mean, I could. I just have to, technically, all I got to do is route the, I don't know if you can see it, I've got the saddle slot marked out on here. All I got to do is route it the other way, glue it on, and it would be right-handed. Except the logo would be upside down. Gina says, ha ha, Paul. If he does, maybe I'll learn to play it. I've got other right-handed ones you can try. Neptune says, looks like it printed pretty good on an open printer. It actually did. I used the draft shield in Cura to where it, it does that little column around the outside to help hold the heat in there. And I've had fairly decent results with prints in ABS using that. The hardest part is getting, and I usually have to redo this a couple times, getting it set to where the initial layer sticks well. I do have to use, I think it's the skirt to keep it stuck. So I do the skirt and then the dust shield, draft shield, not dust shield. And that seems to help quite a bit. I've tried a few times to put some like cardboard and stuff around it, but really for these I just did that draft shield with the skirt and it worked decent. Neptune says, I'll have to try it. Yeah, try that draft shield. It's under advanced. I think the advanced settings, and you got to scroll like way down towards the bottom. And you should see it in there. Enable dust shield, I think it says. Or I keep saying dust shield. Draft shield. Neptune says, make it convertible. So you just like pop the bridge off. It's held on with like screws or something. I'll tell you what was the hardest part so far of this build. That was I was going to pop it in place, but I got a little bit of grain filler in there. Getting, how you floss this with the sandpaper to get your angles set? That was the hardest part, and I spent so much time trying to get that to work. Yeah, there's grain filler in there. Whoops. I'll have to remove that. But it took me forever. Talking to a friend of mine the other day about it, and he's like, "Well, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you try this, that?" And then he realized that I'm working with end grain Paduke. He's like, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense." So, but yeah, that was the most, man, that was almost to the level of frustrating. Because it didn't seem like I was getting anywhere. And I'd sand, and when you do that, you come in here and you dig out a little bit around the edge. So that way you only remove material from where it's going to touch the guitar around the outside edge. And I would sand that little trough out of there. I'd have to go back in, carve the trough in again. It It was forever. But anyway, we got it. Everything lines up. Center lines line up. Left to right lines up. And we're good. That's why I went on to filling. Harry Dude's here. Harry Dude says, what's up? Hello all. What's up, man? How are you doing this fine day? Thursday morning for you. And everybody's here, so that tells me that we're all on the same page as far as daylight savings time. Ugh. Robert's here. Robert says, hello, people. Hello, Robert. Harry Dude says, hey, NC. Hope you're well. Gina says, hey, Harry Dude. Right on. Neptunes is doing good. Harry Dude says, hi, Gina. Jim's here from Utica. Jim, what's going on? How are things in Utica? I think I told you I had family up around that way. A fair bit, actually. Robert says, getting closer to finishing the guitar. Looking good. Right on. Thanks, Robert. Yep, I hope to I hope to spray a couple coats of finish here by this weekend. Hopefully before, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I got my fingers crossed. Every step I still feel is an opportunity to destroy it. And so far I haven't, so that's a good thing. We made it through pretty much all the hard stuff. Now, worst case, if my finish doesn't come out well, I can always sand it back off. I've got all the scary cuts made. Everything is done that needs to be done. As long as I don't glue the bridge in the wrong spot. Alrighty. So that's what I've been doing. Trying to get this done. I have really no other projects that are going on in the shop at the moment. All of my focus has been on this build to get it wrapped up, and I'm super anxious to see how it sounds and to be able to play it and to be able to move on and work on some other things. Robert says, sounds like a plan. Hope it works out for you. Well, thank you. You probably will, but we'll see. Paul says, I gave up on daylight savings plan, not getting a good return for my investment, so I'm staying at the old time, which means I'm a time traveler from the future, talking to you in the past. I like it. I like that idea. I think I might have to try that. Now, this year, a lot of times what happens is I forget to change the clocks. So I wake up the next morning, and this is both fall and spring. I wake up the next day and then realize that I didn't change the clocks. So then I have to change everything, whether forward or back, and then I'm all messed up for a while. This time, I tried to change. I remembered it Saturday evening, so I changed them ahead of time. So I just kind of, went about the evening as normal, following the new time and everything. I woke up, at the correct time, and I didn't feel, that I was all messed up. So I'm gonna try to do that from here on out. Neptune says, "LOL." Gina's laughing at Paul. Yeah, the ROI of that daylight savings plan is not very good. Corey's here. Corey says, I might be ordering me a couple new soft plastic bait molds for fishing. Oh, cool. So you can cast your own mold or cast your own lures. That's cool. What sort of material do you use for that? Do you use this like an epoxy or something, or some sort of a silicone? That's pretty cool. Robert says to Paul, very tempting for sure. Wish the full country did. Yeah. Harry Dude's happy because he's been working in the workshop this week without the heater. That's always a good thing. Yep. I gotta go get some more propane for mine. My propane tanks are all empty. So yeah, I've kind of been. I got another little small one, but I use that propane one because it puts out a lot of heat to bring the temperature up quick, and then the other ones can kind of maintain. But yeah, I'm out of propane completely. I got 4 empty tanks that I got to go get filled. Sorry if you hear a little background noise. There's a vehicle out there. Yep, that's awesome. So you guys are pretty warm then, Harry dude. You're getting up there now, right? Into the summer. Neptune says he'll be casting his casted lures. Cast the casting. Yeah, what would you use? What kind of material for a lure? I mean, like a silicone sounds about right for me, I think. I don't know. I've never made a lure. Tom's here. Tom says, I hope I still have a workshop after Nicole passes. Ooh. Are you in the zone? I hope not. The best wishes. I send you the best wishes that everything goes well. Yeah, that's yeesh. Sorry you have to even worry about that. I hope everything goes through okay and you have no damage. Harry Dude says, oh, to Paul, hello from Thursday morning. Yeah, Paul, now I'll talk about from the future. Harry Dude's got us all beat. Robert says, hope the cost of propane doesn't hurt too much. Good luck. Thank you. I don't know, it's gone up a little bit, but well, it's been a while since I've filled them, so we'll see what happens. I might try to get over there today and get these things filled, because I don't like to be completely empty on them. Robert says to Tom, best of luck. Yeah, Tom, our thoughts are with you, and hopefully, hopefully everything goes okay. Tom says, thanks, Robert. Right on. Tom, when is that one supposed to hit? Do you know? I haven't followed it a whole lot, but yeah. Is it? I'm guessing it's soon. Corey says, I use plastisol, and you have to get it up to 350 degrees. It's like a 2-part soft plastic you have to cook. Interesting. So what kind of molds do you use? Like a steel, a cast iron kind of thing, or something that doesn't melt? It's got to be, right? That's interesting. Plastisol. I'm gonna have to look that up, because that might be fun for some things. Tom says, I appreciate it, guys. It's supposed to make landfall in the middle of the night. Batten down the hatches, and yeah. You got this, Tom. Yeah, I'll have to look that up and see what... I'll try to follow along Nicole. Right on. Thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah, Corey, I'm interested in that. Like, it piques my curiosity, so I gotta look that up. Neptune says, I think silicone will take the heat. Really? That hot? 350? I guess that's not horrible. Yeah, you're probably right. Make a silicone mold, fill it with the plastisol, and throw it in the oven. Bake it 350 degrees for 45 minutes. Test with a toothpick. Oh, boy. Neptunes, have you been doing any 3D printing lately? Been working on any projects? I've been making all kinds of stuff. If you've seen these acoustic videos, all kinds of templates, all kinds of jigs and things, little sanding blocks, all kinds of stuff I've been using, and it's been great, really. Some of these things that I've made, I don't know how I would have done it. It would have just been a ton more work if I couldn't just 3D print the part or the template. But what kind of, have you been doing any sort of printing or anything? Robert says, I need to go to Stillwater in a little while. Go to Lowe's and pick up a new framing square. I went to looking for mine since I need to make sure the shooting board I need to make is square, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's funny how a lot of times stuff like that just walks off somehow. That happens to me from time to time, and nobody else uses anything in here. And still, from time to time, I can't find stuff. Another thing that I use all the time is a little machinist square. And I probably ought to get a new one just to, you know, they even have some smaller ones. But I use this a lot. And it's about as accurate as I can tell. But I use this all the time. But yeah, the framing square is good because you can get that nice long edge. I don't rely a whole lot on, you know, like a combination square. At least not this one. This is not like a precision one. They do make some that are supposed to be more precision. But, you know, I use this for like quick marking of stuff. But yeah, you know, the machinist square or engineer square I use quite a bit. But yes, the framing square does work quite well for stuff like the shooting board, where it's, you know, you've got a longer distance that you're trying to check. So thankfully they're not super expensive. Let's see. Neptune says, not at all. Arthritis has been kicking my butt the last couple months. Now getting better though. Well, that is good. I'm glad to hear that. The other day, when I got up, like my shoulder was hurting. Like it felt like it needed to pop, or you know, like it feels like it's a little bit out of whack, and you just like wiggle it around and it kinks and feels fine. It didn't go away. I'm like, oh great, is that shoulder arthritis? I don't know. Still feels a little like if I raise it, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if that's not what's starting to set in. I know my dad has real bad shoulder arthritis. It's not horrible, but I don't know if that's what it is or not. But I wouldn't doubt it. But I hope it heals up and you can get back to doing what you want to do. Paul says, gremlins in the shop. Things happen or disappear. I've named my shop Everything Falls for that reason. Man, yeah, was it yesterday or day before? I couldn't hang on to anything to save my life. It was one of those days where, you know, you pick up a pencil and you just kind of, and then it falls. And then you pick it up again and it falls. And then you pick up a clamp and the clamp falls. And I was dropping everything. I'm like, what the heck's going on? I'm going to blame the arthritis. I don't even know if it's arthritis. Robert says, darn gremlins. Yeah, Gina says that 3D printer is always running. LOL. I can only imagine how often the CNC will be running. Gina let the cat out of the bag. I have a CNC machine coming. There, you're the first to know. Finally bit the bullet and got one, and it might be here today. I don't know. So now, you guys, first to know. Thanks for spilling the beans. Yep, so that's going to be pretty exciting. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. We're going to try to step up the guitar production and who knows what else. Now, Gina says maybe the raccoons are working in the shop at night. Yes, that's a possibility. There's a family of raccoons that have found a home underneath here. And there's like 4 of them. And you can see them come out at night. And once in a while during the day, I'll be in here doing stuff, and I hear underneath all this scuttling about. And sometimes it sounds like they're down there hammering and remodeling their apartment or something. Robert says, I do have some machinist square, but just not as long as I need. I have a set of 3. Hopefully it was just you slept on it wrong. That's what I was thinking. Because it's not as bad now like it was. But it didn't feel great the other day. Yeah, that's what I mean. The machinist squares are awesome for smaller stuff. But yeah, yeah, I forgot what I was saying. the square you're going to get. Framing square is great for what you're working on, and I believe that's what I used on mine. Corey says the mold I use is aluminum. Oh, cool. Yeah, so that'll definitely take the heat. I gotta look into that process. It just sounds cool. Neptune says sweet. Robert says cool. Hope it works out for you on the CNC. Me too. I gotta learn how to use it. But I have used this exact same one. A friend of mine, or a couple buddies of mine, have this exact same machine, and you know, they are getting great results on it. So I got the same one. So I've got a local support network that I can call on if I need some assistance. But Paul says, so expanding the shop size for the CNC? No, I have been working on this, getting it set up for probably since July or so. Slowly going through some stuff. A lot of my space is shared with, you know, household storage stuff, you know, Christmas decorations and all that stuff. It's kind of crammed over in the back corner. I've been going through some of that stuff, as well as some other shop things, just, you know, selling stuff. You know, find a box of something that I don't need. I've been throwing it up on Marketplace, trying to just get stuff out of here to try to free up a little space. And then I spent some time rearranging everything, restacking stuff in order to, instead of having things stacked to the ceiling, you know, I've just been able to clear a little bit of a space where I could put a table over top of this stuff that the machine will sit on. It's not ideal, but it'll work for now. And at least I can get the machine in here and get it set up, and you know, have it up and running. So I just had to get rid of some stuff to make some space. You know, I didn't clear up a ton of space, but again, I've got enough room where I can set it up. I had to. Oh, sorry, I kicked you guys. You all right? Sorry about that. And then I had to redo like my dust collector. I had to, you know, get some fittings and stuff to can be able to connect it to the CNC, and just a whole lot of rearranging and getting rid of stuff to try to make enough room. And it's been a long process that I've just slowly been chipping away at. Corey says, and they are an injection mold. You can also use open pore mold. Interesting. Tom says, very cool on the CNC. Thank you, Tom. I'm really excited. Robert says, have you seen the video series from Ewar Guitars did that he just finished? It was him doing his first CNC guitar build, showing some of the jigs and things he made. I will have to check that out. And look into that, because it's not here yet. I keep watching because I don't want him to show up while we're hanging out, but it might. I don't know. They usually get here in the morning. If it shows up today, I don't know if it's going to be here today or not. I'll have to check that out, because I've been trying to think of how I'm going to go about doing all of the, you know, work holding and all that kind of stuff. Brian says, see you next time, everyone. The bills are paid and it's time for ice cream. Good luck with your project. Stay safe and take care. Right on, Brian. Have an extra scoop for me. And an extra scoop for my daughter, who's home from school today because she's not feeling well. Have an awesome day, man. I'm glad you can tune in. Stay safe. Stay well, man. We will catch you next time. Neptune says, what's the work area? 32.5 by 32.5. So not super giant, but plenty big enough to, you know, to be able to cut out guitar bodies and templates and jigs and neck. I can do a neck. What is the size of this? Just for fun. I never even measured this. Oh yeah, this is only 24. Fretboard's 18 on this acoustic. Yeah, so it's large enough to do what I need to do. for now. And the cool thing about it is, if I want to upgrade in the future, I can just order the new Y. Is it the Y rails? I got to get used to that. And expand the width to 30. So from 32, I can go to 48 wide with just replacing the rails. You don't have to buy a whole new machine. Tom says, take care all. Got to make sure everything is taken care of before this stupid storm. Right on, Tom. Best wishes for you and everybody down that way, man. It's gonna go fine. Hopefully it'll take a turn and, you know, just not even mess with you. But best wishes to you and yours, man. Stay safe. Neptune says, later, Brian. Robert says he has a YouTube channel. I think I've seen his channel before. I'll have to go in and check it out when we're done with this. I'll probably apply another quick coat of grain filler to this acoustic, and then while that's drying, I'll run inside and check on the kiddo and maybe look up that video. Brian says, good luck, Tom, and see you, Neptunes. Right on. Neptune says, my daughter's homesick today, too. Really? What's up with that? What is up with that? Neptune says, hope Haley feels better soon. Well, thank you, man. I do, too. It was kind of one of those, you know, she woke up this morning, just didn't feel well, and yeah, was not able to go to school. And it was very strange. Tom says, thanks, Brian. Corey says, I hope you have a building big enough for a CNC machine. Corey, the short answer is no, I don't. But like I said, I've been working, trying to clear enough space for it. It's going to fit in here. I don't have enough space for it, but it's going to work. We're going to make it work. Yep. At least twice the space would be a little more ideal. Thought that was a UPS truck, but it's not. But no, it's going to work. It's going to work for now. For what we have, I got to work with what we got, right? That's a lot of what we have to do. We all have, for the most part, a fixed area that we can work in, and you know, it really causes you to look at stuff in your shop and go, do I really, really need this thing? You know, like some stuff I've been just hanging on to because I have it. And when it came to trying to make space for this machine to fit in here, I really had to look at that. And a lot of stuff I went, you know, I'm saving this because it's cool, but I don't need it. It's taking up space. Would I rather have this thing taking up space or the space for the CNC? And, you know, it causes you to really look at things. And, you know, you just got to kind of get a little more serious as to what you really want to do. And for me, I really wanted to be able to have this CNC to help with, you know, my end goal is to be able to make more guitars while still doing as well. And I think this is, you know, this is just the way to go for me. Is it for everybody? It's not for everybody, and that's totally fine. You know, if you you know, I've built tons of guitars without a CNC machine, but you know, it just depends on how you want to spend your time. If you want to build by hand, totally cool. If you want to build by machine, I'm totally cool with that as well. I don't think that there's, you know, they each have their pros and cons. I definitely agree with that, but you know, a lot of the people that, you know, frown on the CNC, I get it. But for me, it's the way I want to go, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to give it a shot. Paul says, thought about a CNC, but I work on broken IT stuff all day and didn't want to have to learn something new. Plus, I love the thrill of having a dangerous machine in my hands. There's definitely the thrill when you're template routing something. For sure. Neptune says, good luck, Tom. Gina says, yummy, have a great day, Brian. Yeah, enjoy that ice cream. Robert says, the CNC sounds just about the right size for a small shop for guitar building. Does it have an option to add a laser head on it? you did a guitar for GGBO the past 2 years. That's where I've seen him from. Yes, I have seen some of his videos, but I have not looked at his channel specifically, so I need to go do that. Yeah, Robert, I agree. The size is large enough to make guitars on. It's large enough to, you can make, most things that you would make in a small shop, I could use it for flattening blanks and flattening small slab pieces. Use it for making templates instead of, I don't have any here. Instead of 3D printing certain things, I could just cut it out on the CNC. There's just a lot of uses that I can see as a benefit for what I do. And even outside of guitars, I can still see a lot of uses for it. You can make signs and plaques and all kinds of stuff that would be a little bit harder or maybe take a lot longer to do by hand. So for me, it just makes sense in the given the fact that I do a lot more, or I like to do a lot more than just guitars. I love building guitars, but I also love making so many other things that I can just see where this is going to help in the long run, really. And the size-wise, I think is awesome. Again, like I said, when I have more space, if I want to upgrade the size, I can without replacing the entire machine. It's just, to me, it just makes sense. And you brought up GGBO, which got that on my head, so I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Corey says, for the CNC, make sure you have cutting coolant to keep the bit from burning up. This one, this is a wood CNC. Well, you can do aluminum and like brass and stuff. It's not for cutting steel. It's not that kind of industrial type thing. So I won't need coolant for this particular machine. But yes, if you're on a metal steel CNC, absolutely, you're going to run coolant. Robert says that Corey, is coolant needed for doing CNC with wood? No. What is important in my tiny bit of understanding is your feed and speed rates. Those are what's important for keeping the bit cool in wood. That's the way I understand it. Getting your speed and all that stuff right. Because the chips, the way I understand it is, the chips help carry away some of that heat. So by getting the chips right, kind of like in steel, right? It's kind of sort of the same. But feed and speed rates is where you get your bit temperatures. I don't know how to explain that. I probably shouldn't even try because I'm not an expert on that at the moment. Corey says, Robert, depends on what type of wood you'll be able to put in the CNC. There is wood outdoor is close to metal. Yeah, some wood is definitely much harder. Yeah, there's still a lot of things to keep into consideration for that. Again, a lot of it comes down to feed rates, really. Robert says, using the CNC for signs and other things could be used to help pay for itself. Yes, I've already thought about that, and I probably will do some things like that. Do some engravings and carvings and stuff like that once I learn a little bit more about it, how to set up the files. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing some things like that too. Neptune's posted a link to the Great Guitar Build-Off. Right on. So yeah, the GGBO. The deadline was supposed to be October 31st for all of us who are in the freestyle, the kit, and the scratch build. However, I think on the 31st, I got an email from the Great Guitar Build-Off saying they were extending it 1 week because a lot of people haven't voted. Now, I kind of had mixed feelings. Paul, did you get the same email? I don't know if you do because I know you're in a different class, or a different category. But my thought on that was that, you know what? They had so much notice. It's their own fault if they didn't vote. And I don't think they should keep pushing it out because people are slacking. If you can't meet a deadline, it's too bad, so sad. That's that's my 2 cents on it. But I don't think they should extend it. I mean, I don't care, really, whatever. But that was my thought when I got the email. So now the deadline, I think, was maybe today. Maybe it was Monday. I don't know when it was exactly, but they extended it a week. Actually, I think it was probably Monday. But I thought that was kind of weird. It's like they've had so much notice. They've had they've had months and months of notice. But yeah, if you can't get your vote in by the deadline, kind of like we had voting here yesterday. Everybody knows that yesterday was the deadline, for your regular election votes. If you didn't get your vote in, too bad. They're not going to extend it because people didn't turn out. Rant done. Paul says Pro was extended to 12/15. Wow. Paul says got to pick up my guitar this weekend. Demo guy fell through. Well, dang it. What's up with that? I hope you have somebody else. I wish you were closer, and I got some people that would probably do it for you. Robert says, have you got the software you plan to use with the CNC or figured out which software you plan on using? Yes, right now I am going to use Fusion 360 to both design the parts and create the G-code. I've been practicing a little bit with that and went through the process a few times with a buddy of mine who does the same process. And for now, that's going to be what I'm going to use. If I feel I need to get something different, I will. But for now, I'm just going to stick with Fusion. You can go into the manufacturer tab of Fusion and go through all of the steps to create the G-code. And then the machine itself has a controller with all the software that runs it. So for now, I'm not buying any software. I almost bought, is it VCarve? I think that they sell that you can buy with it. I think it's VCarve. I almost bought that just to have it because there is a small discount if you buy it with a machine. But when I looked at the discount, it wasn't that much. So I figured I would save I don't know what it cost. The VCarve Pro is like $600 or something. I figured I'd save the $600 because I think I mentioned, I feel like I think I need to upgrade my video camera as well. And I was trying to get the CNC at least down to, as low a cost as I can so that I can still do this video camera thing. So for now, I'm not buying any software. I'm going to see how it goes just using Fusion and the control software. You just load the G-code into the machine and off to the races, as they say. Paul, let's see. Paul says, I have someone who plays metal guitar that's going to do a quick turnaround for me. Right on. Robert says, yeah, with early voting and mail-in ballots for the regular voting, no excuse not to vote. Yeah, that's what I say. And I feel the same way for this. I kicked you again, sorry. I feel the same way for this. It's like everybody had plenty of notice. All you got to do is send an email with your votes, and it's done. But that's okay, whatever. Robert says, Paul, hope it goes well with your demo. I do too. That's tasty. It's getting a little cold. I made that a little earlier this morning, but Paul said, thanks, Robert. Right on. Yeah, I'm excited, Paul. Paul, how does it work for the pro categories? Like, do you guys vote for? Do you get the email for voting in these other categories as well? Because I know the community builds, I believe, got to vote. So I wonder, do you guys get votes as well? How does that work for you? Or is it all up to the panel of judges or something? How's that work? I'd have to go back and refresh my memory on all the rules. Mike's here. Mike says, missed you today. Well, not completely. I mean, you missed some of the earlier stuff, but not all of it. We got a few minutes we're going to hang out yet. Oh, Mike says, got to run to a meeting. Oh, right on. Well, hey, you got to, at least you got to say hi. I hope your day's going awesome. Man, that your guitar looks great. It looks so cool. Well done, man. Well done. Neptune says, hey, Mike. Paul says, I do get the vote emails. In Pro will be voted on 12/15. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Dang, I was just going to talk about something, and I don't remember what it was. And then Mike popped in here and it threw off my thought. It's okay, Mike. I'm not blaming you, buddy. What the heck was that? What was I going to say? Oh! Really quick on the CNC machine, is anybody interested in going through like the setup process? There's about 800 bazillion videos on YouTube already of people setting up the machine, so I was not planning on doing a video on that, but I will if it is something that you guys are interested in seeing. Just let me know. Like I said, I wasn't planning on it, but I'm not against doing it. If it would be interesting to you, then I'll do one. You know, the unboxing and the, you know, all of that stuff. I don't know when that's going to be. Like, if it gets here today, I'll probably have to wait a day or two to unbox it and set it up. But let's see. Mike says sure. Neptune says yes. All right, I guess we're. That's all I need. You guys twisted my arm. Yes. All right, we'll do it. Mike says you're getting the CNC. Hard to keep up with you. Yeah, I finally got one coming. It's not here yet. It's supposed to be here any day now. But yeah, we got one coming finally. I've been working on the space. I talked about it a few minutes ago. I've been working on the space, getting it cleared out for quite a while. Getting everything, all the peripherals, everything set that I need. And yeah, it's going to be here. Mike says model. I have the Onefinity X50 woodworker coming. It's a 32.5 by 32.5 machine. Kind of the, I don't know how you describe it. Kind of the, I feel like it's the upper end of the hobby grade. You know, it's definitely, you know, it's not like an Avid or something like that, which is what I would really want, but who's got like 15 grand to drop on a CNC right now? Not me. Yeah, this Onefinity is one that I have a very tiny bit of experience already using. A couple buddies of mine have one. They make guitars and other things on there, and I know it is perfectly capable for what I need to do. So that's what's coming. Robert says, yeah, I kind of got a bit peeved with the GGBO participants complaining about the cost of entry fees. It really is not that much money to enter, and if it really was that much of a problem. Yeah, I mean, if you don't complain about it. If you don't want to enter, don't enter. That's the way. Right? Is that the wrong way to look at it? I mean, if you can't do it, I get it. But if you can... Paul says, only part of the build-off I don't like is I have to raffle off the guitar and have to take whatever price it brings. They do a minimum, but the pickups cost that much. I know, that part is kind of a drag. That was one of the reasons that I didn't necessarily want to go that route. You know, I'm sure some people are gonna get killer guitars for a pretty low price. I could be wrong, you know, you never know. But yeah, that's the piece that I wasn't crazy about either. But if it goes higher, I mean, it's auction, right? There's no limit. So you just never know. Donna says, have a great weekend, everyone. Right on, Donna. You too. Stay safe. Mike says, take care. Robert says if they couldn't really afford that amount, don't enter. Yeah, well, that's what I just said. Yep. Neptune says, bye, Donna. Have a good day. Paul says, not worried about the entry fees. Cheap advertising for my guitar business. Yes, that's really the main reason that I wanted to get into it. Now, I didn't do the pro category. But yeah, it just spreads the name. And, to me, it's worth it. Pay the fee to get more eyes on your work, on your instruments. And, I agree 100%. It's just some good advertising to help spread your name. And yeah, totally worth it for me. Plus, I already sold the guitar that I built in the build off, so that's a plus too. Watch and Learn, Thomas, what's going on, man? Watch and Learn says hi. Paul says I got $900 in the guitar that I sent for free to DBG Guitar Channel. Wrote it off as advertising on taxes. Yeah. Yep. And you got a ton of eyes on it too, which is awesome. Yep, right on. Thomas, what are you up to this fine Wednesday? And Thomas, since you just tuned in, remember we're on daylight savings now. Or no, we're not on daylight. I don't know. We had time change, so I don't know if that makes a difference because I know you don't have to worry about that. Just really quick, I'm going to do a quick recap to show Thomas where I'm at on the build here because he didn't see it. We got a neck and a fretboard and a coat of grain filler on here that I got to sand back, so that's why it looks a little wonky. So we got the neck done. We have the body. The body is in grain filler right now too. Again, why it looks wonky. The back I've started sanding, but got a little ways to go. But we're getting there, man. I hope to be spraying some finish by this weekend. Robert says Ben did say that people if people did not want to raffle the guitars, they could opt out of that part, if I remember. I don't remember that, but you're probably right, because I haven't followed it super close. Watch and Learn says, painting his truck. That sounds like fun. Paul says, I've sold 15 of that model that he featured, so it definitely has been worth it. Yeah, see, there you go. Yep. Sometimes, the saying, you got to spend money to make money. I don't like, but, but I mean, it's true, right? Yeah, right on, Thomas. Yeah, sounds good. Paul says, GGBO, from my understanding, raffle is mandatory. You know what? I think they might have said that the other entrants could raffle theirs. I think that's what it was. Like my class, I think I could have entered mine in, but I don't remember. Paul says, at least in the professional competition. Yeah, I think you're right. I've been hearing a lot about the invitationals. Man, it sounds like there's a lot of people in the invitationals this year. Watch and Learn. Neptune says to Watch and Learn, I can use a couple cars painted. Gina says, wow, you're still going? More little fires popped up here. LOL. That's all right. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. We are over the mark, but we're just hanging out. We're just talking with each other. We're just sitting around the campfire. I need a screen with like a fireplace in the background. Or like a bonfire picture burning or something. Gina says, don't forget to like the video. Yeah, guys, if you're on here, give this thing a thumbs up. Supposedly, that helps like the algorithms or something. That's what everybody says anyway. If you like every video you watch now, it seems like, well, the algorithms really like it. But who knows? But I'd appreciate it though. If you're on here, you enjoy these, hit that thumbs up button. As well as if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button too, because supposedly that helps the algorithm. No, anyway, I appreciate you guys. Those of you that hit the thumbs up button, those of you that are subscribed, and I really appreciate all you guys. Paul says, have a great week, guys. I'll let you know when the demo is done and video is posted. Right on, Paul. I will be waiting with bated breath. I don't understand that. I don't understand that saying, but whatever. Robert says, I think Ben mentioned it in the live Sunday stream, that only the invitational category were the ones that had to be raffled. I don't know. I haven't seen that stream. I don't catch a lot of those live streams. Once in a while I try to, but right on, guys. We got to wrap this up. I got to get to grain filling and tend to a sick one on my end here and see how things are going there. Neptune says, have a great day, everyone. Later, Gina and Jeff. Hope Haley feels better soon. Thanks, Neptunes. Hope your daughter feels better too, because it's never fun when one of our kids are sick. Yeah, you know, yeah, it's the worst. Anyway, right on, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out as always. Next time, be on the lookout this weekend. I'm in the middle of editing, getting this neck pretty much done. So we're going to be covering a lot of ground in one video on that one, and I can't wait for you guys to check it out. So again, thanks a lot. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not. You guys stay safe, stay well, have an awesome time